down tonight. The team stuck with it despite the slow start. What did you think of the team's effort tonight to get back in this one?
Yeah, I think that we knew we'd be tested at some point in this, obviously early in the season. I don't know if we expected it that early. Yeah, things just weren't going well early in the game. You know, we couldn't make a shot. We felt like we got good looks. They hit a couple tough ones, and it just kind of snowballs. But we hung in there. You know, that third quarter again, 36-21. And that's what we're about. So bounce back, stay in it, stay together. Then when it's going well, like we had it going, that spirit that just uplifts us from the bench, from the crowd, you could feel it there in that third quarter, especially early. Got a couple extra possessions that led to some threes. Yeah, that was fun.
Coach, first, congrats on your first win as a head coach. And then secondly, looking at that third quarter, what's standing out to you the most about how you guys flipped it in that in the third quarter? I'm sorry.
Just their belief, you know, that their belief in one another to get back out of halftime, get back at it. You know, I think there's all this emotion and energy that goes into game one. We felt it. And sometimes on some of those nights, it's good to start on the road just so you don't have all of it. But then we were able to find it, and then it's good to be at home to uplift us and get us through that third and fourth quarter. So I just think collectively we were able to kind of figure out a little bit. We made a slight adjustment, but overall it was just our guys compete level.
Only thing I had to follow up with was looking at Mark. Was the plan all along to have him come off the bench, and did you reach your minute total with him?
Yeah, we said we'd have a target number. It's, you know, a good part about that is he had minutes at the end of the game where we were headed. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how he responds out of this. This is a long-term plan for him, his career. But yeah, we're right at it, real close there. So, good start. See how he responds out of it, and we head into a back-to-back.
What was the plan for him to come off the bench?
I mean, when you say a target number, we wanted to make sure we had enough target minutes into the fourth quarter. So.
Hey, Jordan. You mentioned the second half made an adjustment. It felt like there was more switching. You held them to 45 points on 36% from the field. Can you speak to just kind of how they responded to the adjustment that you did make and what kind of went into that decision that was made?
I knew you would pick up on it. That's what we did. Tried to take out. They figured out a rhythm to our pick and rolls. We thought early. Schroeder, the kickouts. Levine hit the pull up there at the end of the second quarter. We just felt like they got into a rhythm. We decided to make an adjustment. Easy for Oso. You know, Oso can do it. We knew he could do it, but we still don't want them to find a rhythm. So we still want to switch and play with the physicality and aggressiveness. And then when you have Mark, 7 feet tall, come out, we stuck with it. And his ability to, he showed us that he can guard those tough guard. Those guys are as tough to guard as anyone in the league collectively across. You got Malik and Schroeder, and of course, Levine and DeRozan. So that's what we did. We ended up switching, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as much about the coverage as our compete level.
Jordan, how gratifying was it in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter? Like Booker wasn't even on the floor, and I know he did his thing, but it was like Colin Gillespie, Royce O'Neal. It was kind of a ragtag group out there, but they were the ones that made that push. What'd you think of that group?
Yeah, there's nothing ragtag about that group. That group gets after it. That's what we're about. Our starting unit started to get us back into that third quarter, and that group, that's what they do. They play hard, they scrap. Royce obviously made shots that helps get us extra possessions. That group we stuck with into the fourth quarter, and we're going to stick with them as long as we were on that run. There's 82 of these, and tonight it was that group. You know, on Friday it could be someone else. We're going to need everyone, and it's a great reminder to all of us. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know how it's going to go. Ebbs and flows of these games. That's why we're in the business. That's why we love it.
Hey, Coach, congrats on your first win. You seem pretty low-key celebrating walking off the floor. But what was it like inside the locker room moments ago when the team gave you the game ball and the water shower?
Yeah, someone prepped you. I anticipated some water, but I anticipated on the front end. They got me on the back end. And, like, you can get, like, room temperature water. That was not room temperature water. So, Yeah, but it's not about me. I mean, you know, they're out there playing. We're just a part of it. We're along for the ride. Any way we can help them, that's what we're going to be out there doing. Very grateful, again, for the opportunity, the staff I'm with, and the players. I mean, it's always about the players. So, yeah, it's just opening night. Thankful for the win.
Coach, how did you feel about the offensive execution in the half court in the first half, and maybe what changed in the second half that allowed you guys to get rolling there?
Beauty of analytics. We got good looks in the first half. Just figured it would change. We actually won the possession game more in the first half. We were plus 13 in the possession game in the first half. So just got to stick with it. It's process-based. There's a little feel involved in it, so that's why we made the adjustment. There's a little feel involved, but if we're going to say process yesterday, say it today. So we stuck with it. Felt like we got some good looks. We'll have to go back and look. Obviously, we can add things, make adjustments, but it was good to see another team with another defense. That's a different defense than what we've seen in the other two opponents that we've seen. So we'll make the adjustments and get better.
To your point, 28 second chance points just through 3 quarters. Is that an easy number for you to point to in the future and show the importance of this?
Yeah, I think so, but the goal is to have 0. You make every shot. That's the goal, you know, but if you happen not to make it, then the process of how we're getting those extra possessions matters. So ideally we have 0 and we can make every shot, but we know in some nights we just have to find another way, and I've been talking about it. Some nights it's going to be defense, some nights it's going to be our bench unit, some nights it's going to be our three-point shooting, some nights it's going to be how we force turnovers. Some nights it's both. Like in the first half we couldn't get anything to fall, so whatever it takes to win.
Hey, Coach. I mean, this is the first 20-plus point comeback of the season. I mean, this team only had 2 last year. Obviously, you weren't here for that, but I'm just curious how impressed you were with this team's sort of resiliency when they were down 20, and it could have been easy to just sort of throw in or wave the white flag.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that with this group. So, not surprised, proud, happy that I'm here, part of this group. Not surprised. I think that's what we're going to be about. That's Suns basketball. That's what our leaders are about. They have been like that for their whole lives. Not surprised, and hopefully, you know, we're not down 20 very often. But if we are, we'll just chip away. That's what we did.
Hey, Jordan, a lot of people mostly focus on defense when it comes to Dylan. Obviously, that's just what he mostly brings for the group, but just the offensive output, what could you say about that whenever you're down Jalen and his production to be able to step up to the plate?
He puts in the work. I've said it multiple times. I've never been around a guy that works harder. Again, he was in the gym before shoot-around today. I think multiple